Channel guys, back here at Warp Storm, our glorious sponsors, so make sure to check them out on their website. If you pop into store, you can also get up to 10% off retail price for Warhammer. So today we're playing a 2,000 point battle report. My Iron Hands finally made it onto the channel when I've got around to painting them, are taking on some very nice looking but very scary knights and a full knight list. It's going to hurt, but we'll see what I can do. So today's game is Disruptive Signals. So we're playing from Chapter Approved 2018, the fun old one where you can use the CP to disrupt my Maelstrom card, and I can do the same if I do choose to do so. So my opponent today is Harry, as always, because he loves coming on the channel. But what we're going to do is move on to armies and see what we've brought today. Alright, so today, for my Iron Hands, I've brought a battalion and a spearhead. So leading up, and my warlord is my captain on bike. So he's just got a standard storm shield and chainsword. He's more just for bolstering my ironstone around, because that is his relic. He's also got target protocols, so I can re-roll a wound or a damage roll. For the rest of the battalion, I've got 3 groups of intercessors, all with the heavy stalker bolters, because they are fantastic in this setup. Making up the rest, I've also got Ironfather Ferris. So he will be traipsing around, repairing, and, well, trying to kill something. With some suppressors for fast attack, and making up one part of the battalion is 1 Devastator Squad with all las cannons. And then on my spearhead, I've got my chunky 3 dreadnoughts. So I've got 1 Ironclad with the seismic hammer and the hurricane bolters. Then 1 Redemptor with the plasma cannon. And a relic Leviathan with the grav cannon and the big ass cannon, storm cannon array, and a drop pod, which will be housing my other Devastator squad that has the grav cannons. So they will be popping around. And I've got my Executioner, because they are just absolutely nasty at the moment. So that makes up my 2,000 points. It's on the nose. For my Librarian, his psychic powers are Psi Armor, so that allows me to give +1 armor save, and Blessing of the Machine God, which gives me +1 to hit. So I can make something BS2 or even lower if it's like my Executioner. And then good old Smite. So we're going to move on to Harry's Knights and see what we brought today.
Alright then, so this is my 2,000 points worth of knights. They aren't unfortunately completely finished just yet, but when sometimes you got to bring the best to fight the best. So starting off, I've got my Warlords Knights here. So he's a Knight Warden armed with the Endless Fury, Melter Gun, and the Ironstorm Missile Pod, which is the ignores line of sight cover. He's also got the Thunderstrike Gauntlet. His Warlord trait is Iron Bulwark, so he's got a 4-up invuln save normally. In the Super Heavy Detachment, I've also got 1 Armiger Helverin with the Heavy Stubber, and then a pack of 2 Warglaives with their Thermal Spears and Melter Guns on top.
Oh, nasty.
Almost identical again, so we've got a pack of 2 Melter Warglaives. Another single Helverin with the stubber on top, and then another Knight Warden who's also a character. So he's got I spent 2 CP at the start of the game. I've got Landstrider on him, so that's the additional for advancing and charging. He also has the Banner Inviolate House Raven relic, which allows friendly units within 6 of him to reroll hit rolls of 1 in the fight phase. So he's got his Avenger Gatling Cannon, Melter Gun, Thunderstrike Gauntlet, and once again the Ironstorm Missile Pod. Okay then, that's my 2K.
Awesome, so deployment all done. I've deployed a little bit cautiously. I know these knights can hit hard. I've played them before. Well, not this list, but I've played Seb's ones before, which can hurt. So I've deployed quite a big bulk in the middle. See what my cards are at the beginning of the turn. Might change where I need to go. Knights-wise, they've spread out quite nicely. So you've got the Armigers, or Helverins over here, and the Armigers making up the middle, with the 2 big knights hanging out behind 2 big buildings, giving them a bit of cover. That means I can't take shots at them. Probably turn 1, maybe. Let's see what I can do. So we're going to see if Harry can actually seize, because stealing's always fun. Oh, no, 2. Shame. Somebody's going to die. So we'll go on, we'll quickly draw my 4 cards and see what I have for turn 1 before my movement. So, that's more than 4. So my first 3 are Defend 3, Masters of the Warp, and Advance and Secure, and Secure 3 and Defend 3. Ooh. Oh, I'm already sat on it. Cute. And those are my cards. So I'm going to go into my movement phase and see where I end up. I'm going to have to think about where I want to be and what I want to do against these knights. So we'll come back in a minute. Alright, so movement phase. Pretty bog standard from the Iron Hands. Just moved out, make sure I can get line of sight and everything, because I get no penalties for having heavy weapons. I've moved up my repulsor so I can get a good shot on the armigers, if not on a knight. Keeping a couple of marines back just to circle round. My drop pods come in. I've done something a little bit dirty. I'm 9 inches away, but I have got clear sight on the big knight in the corner with a lot of grav, and I probably will use the strat for the CP and try and kill it, or at least wound it, or do something to it. So we're going to move into my shooting phase, which takes around about 4 hours, so we'll see you tomorrow, and we'll have my next turn. Alright, after some very nasty shenanigans from the Iron Hands, I've deleted one knight, the big guy over here. Yeah, using the grav strat, just hurt him and kept hurting him and kept hurting him, and then finished him off with the repulsor. Did have to use the CP for the Slayer missile, as that does the D3 mortal wounds. Luckily I rolled the 1 that I needed to kill him. I've managed to kill off 1 armiger as well with the suppressors, surprisingly very, very powerful in this list. And the rest of the army picked off a couple of wounds off the other armiger. So that's the end of my turn. I'm not going to do any charges this turn. We're going to see where the knights end up, because I've got some dreadnoughts close enough if I need to use them. Points wise, I got First Blood, Masters of the Warp for 1, Secure 3, as I'm holding 3 down here with my Sergeant, and Advance and Secure, as the drop pod is sat on the closest one to the middle, which is just a big bowl of cheese. So we're going to go into Harry's turn 1 and see what his knights can come back at me with. So at the beginning of Harry's turn, he pulled 4 cards. So he did get Secure Fuel, Titan, Killer, which we had a bit of a discussion about, but I'm letting him keep it, because I think it's not the end of the world, but we'll see what happens. And then he's got Secure 5 and Secure 6, which is pretty perfect for her. Other than Secure 4, which is in mine. He's got a pretty good start. So in movement-wise, we've got a big Russian Knights. What are you thinking, Harry?
So this armiger here is held back to Secure 6, but he's also got line of sight on the dreadnoughts. These 2 armigers here, I've got to get stuck in, otherwise you will just pick me off, Tom, piece by piece. So these guys have got stuck in. So the top melters and the thermal spears all in range of the repulsor. Big Knight has moved up as well. He's got to get stuck in as well. Probably going to take some pot shots at some of the infantry. Then the 2 armigers here have shuffled around. I know I've got 5, but I'm going to leave that for the time being. Fingers crossed this doesn't hurt me too much. These guys here have all got line of sight on the Devastators to try and deny Tom those 2 points of defend. Yeah, that's my movement phase.
Okay, so Harry's going to do a load of shooting, and we'll see how much is left afterwards, and come back. 2, 1. Okay, so the end of Harry's shooting round. He has actually done quite a bit, so I'll get Harry to take you through what he's actually killed. I have actually lost some units, which was, well, not a surprise. Playing knights, of course, it's going to happen.
You haven't lost a unit yet. You've taken casualties, but I haven't killed an entire
unit. Oh yeah, I haven't actually lost an entire unit.
I've got lots of 1 units left.
Yay! Cheese from Iron Hands.
Right then, starting from the bottom. This armiger here fired his thermal spear into that dreadnought. Tom popped
half damage
strat, so
from
he
dreads.
took 3 wounds. These 2 armigers plinked some wounds off the repulsor, but not many.
Yeah, I'm going to heal that back up.
Yeah. The Warlords Knights chuck Endless Fury into the top squad of Incessors, but thanks to your Feel No Pain, managed to keep one alive. The Melter Gun killed one of the Devastators with grab guns, and the missile pods clinked off some Devastators off the back. The Helverins honestly didn't do that much. They initially went into Devastators, but only took down 2 of them from the pair of them.
Ooh, so we're going to move into charges. So what are you charging, Harry?
So I'm going to first of all start off with this Armiger Warglaive here is going to charge both the drop pod and the squad of Devastators.
Okay, and the way the drop pod's thing, I don't get any line of sight on that, so I can't even overwatch you, which is kind of good for you.
You get to overwatch with drop pod.
Yeah. Well, I get to overwatch with drop pod, which is 4 shots. So, 1 hit. And then 6s. Nope, so nothing from that. So how far do you come barreling in?
10.
10, that's actually a pretty good roll.
Yeah, I get to me.
And second Armiger coming in?
Second Armiger will do the same actually.
Yeah.
So
how far are you
in combat, so it doesn't matter. That's a 5-inch charge. So he's going to go in
the other end. Nice.
Like so. And then to just try and keep myself alive a little bit longer, Main Knight's going to also just charge the drop pod.
Fair enough.
And 7 should get him in. Yeah.
Yeah, it gives you at least 1 turn with not being shot at. It's good. So
that's going to be it for charges.
Yeah, what are we doing when it comes to hitting?
So this Warglaive here will put all his attacks into here.
Yep.
If there's anything left, this Warglaive will also put all his attacks into here.
Okay.
This Knight here, because he can, will attack with his base profile, so not using the gun or the feet, to try and keep that drop pod alive so it don't get shot at.
That's fair enough. Hopefully I roll horrifically, but we'll see what happens. So we're going to roll that in a second and come back and see if anything is still alive.
We'll go with that.
Yeah, okay, so a bit of a weird combat phase. So 2 Armigers came barreling in, managed to kill a couple of Grav guys. My Sarge hit back with a power axe, didn't manage to even hurt the 1 Armiger. So yeah, quite a weird combat phase. Usually you'd expect a lot to die, but to be honest, it's keeping a lot alive in the next turn. So we're going to move into my movement phase and see what cards I draw and see what I can get up to. Okay, so my 4 cards I've pulled, so I've got Defend 2, so I'm now up to 6 points. Mission Critical was number 4, and I've also got Defend 4, so I have started doing that all over here. Hold the Line, so keeping stuff in my deployment, again, pretty much all of it's in my deployment because I just don't move. And Overwhelming Firepower, which I can probably kill 1 thing maybe, if I'm lucky, but I'm not going to overwhelm the 3 big blob in the middle, because they're still tied up in combat. So I've backed my repulsor off to give it a bit more room in case that big knight decides to come running down the road. Moved my Ironclad up because he's going to potentially go for a charge, might try and punch some stuff. And the Leviathan's coming over with a big grav gun because if that big boy starts opening up and comes a bit free, I've got 18-inch so I can try and punch it a bit. So we're going to move into my shooting. There's probably not going to be much, so it'll be quite a quick phase. But we'll see what I can kill and then move on to combat. Okay, so a lot of shots. Managed to get this 1 Armiger down to 2 wounds off buffing up my lovely little Dread and a bit of help from some Stalker Bolters. The Executioner actually didn't shoot anything. There was nothing it could shoot. Suppressors over here and Leviathan. I've managed to get both of these guys down to 8 and 6 wounds. So the Helverins are a little bit damaged. So we're going to go into a charge. So I am going to make a charge with my Ironclad. So
don't get any form of Overwatch.
Don't get any form of Overwatch. Just need to measure up the charge. I should have double checked it already, but I believe it's... What have we got?
So we've got 8 against the Big Knight and a 7 against the Armiger.
Let's go for the 8. Yeah, declare both. We'll see where we get. So, what are we getting?
8.
So yeah, he's going straight in. Also, because I've got assault launchers, so I do get to put the D3 mortal wounds
So
on
who's that going on to?
Go on to the big guy.
Yeah.
For 3.
D3. Because it's a 4-up, suffers D3 mortal wounds.
Yes, so D3 for 3. So
Cool.
Cool. So what we're going to do is combat and see if the big guy's still standing. Probably will be, but we'll see what happens.
Okay then, so the Ironclad Dreadnought is attacking the Knight, so Tom's got his attacks.
Yeah, so 5 attacks, hitting on 4s because of the joys, so all of them have hit. And then it'll be wounding on 3s because of his strength. So 4 go through. Do I CP 1? That's 5, 10, 15, 20 damage.
1 wound left.
1 wound left. Yeah, we'll go down to 4 CP. We'll try and cap it. Yeah, so that's gone through.
What's up? I'm going to spend I believe it's 1 CP on Noble Sacrifice, which blows up in 4-up. Of course, it'll be a 3. Oh, you know what? I haven't got anything else to spend it, so do I re-roll that? Into a 6.
So
Brilliant. So we'll work out the carnage later, and we'll come back.
Okay, so after everything exploded, the Ironclad's down to 5 wounds, and the drop pod is down to 3, and amazingly they have like 8 wounds. But the armature's on 2, and the other armature is on how many, Harry?
10.
10. So, yeah, the 6-inch blow up, it was catastrophic, but yeah, still some stuff alive. So that's the end of my phase. So in terms of points, I will score overwhelming firepower. No. Oh yeah, so we still got armigers to punch. So we'll let the armigers punch first.
So we will go with the not so wounded.
Oh, they also killed the dev squad.
So not so wounded one. So 4 attacks on the drop pod, hitting on. So I'm using strike attack. So hitting on 3s. Cool. And it is strength 12. So what's the drop pods? 7, 6. So wounded on 2s.
Oh, nice.
Of course, roll 2 1s.
2 1s.
Cool. That's 2 saves at -3, please.
So
6s.
6s. And I save none of them. How many damage?
3 damage a pop.
So 6 damage, so 6 feel no pains, because you know we just like to be as cheesy as possible. And of course I roll 3 6s. So I've only taken 3 wounds, which is enough to kill me. Do I explode? No, I don't explode. So we're not getting a catastrophic killing.
Cool.
Actually, I take that back. They don't explode. We have double checked it. That's my bad. I thought they might explode because, you know, drop pods are fun. So that's drop pod dead. Okay, so points wise. So yeah, the armiger can't really move anywhere, even though he's killed the dread. So my dread gets to live another turn. Well, he might not do. He'll probably get thermaled in the face. Points wise, I've started defending 4 with my guys over here. Overwhelming firepower. I didn't actually shoot anything to death. I only punched it to death. So I don't score that. Mission critical, I do, and hold the line, I do. So that takes me up to a grand total of 8 points. Moving into Harry's turn 2. Cool, so at the bottom of Harry's movement, so his cards he drew for this turn are a bit, but he can actually cause quite a few points this turn. So he's got defend 5, secure 4, secure 5, and secure and defend 4. Unfortunately, 4 is all the way over in my end, so that's going to be a bit harder. But he has got 5, so he can rack up a couple of points over here. He has managed to move the 2 Helvrins into good lines of fire, to be honest. So they'll be able to shoot some stuff, and the 2 armigers over here haven't had to fall back. So they are just stood around, probably just to melt a lot of stuff. So we're going to get into shooting and see what Harry does. Alright, so good, actually pretty decent phase for what's not much left of the Knights. So I've lost my Ironclad, lost 1 Intercessor up here, and I've lost 1 over here, and my Redemptor's down to 2 wounds. So we're going to go on to charges. What are you charging, Harry?
So I'm going to start off with the. Just note the way my luck's been going today. I'm going to start from the healthier knight into the dreadnought.
Yep. So of course I get Overwatch, so D6 shots for 5. Hit on 6s. So I get 1. And then misses. And then I get 6 shots off the gauntlet for nothing. And then D3 off the missile launcher. It's 6. 3, sorry. Christ. For 1 and 1.
Nope. Goes through, so that's down to 8.
Down to 8. And then just the storm bolters for nothing. Cool. And he's definitely in on 6.
I will now also charge the other knight as well.
Yep.
He's definitely in on 11.
Yeah. And is this guy coming barreling in as well? Or is he staying out here?
He can't fit. So
Yeah, that's fair enough. Cool. So we're going to do the combat and see if my Redemptor's still standing after. Alright, so did manage to kill the Redemptor. And then he's piled into my intercessors, who did hit back. They managed to take off another wound. And so let's see what Harry scored.
So I managed to secure 5, with the Helverin over here.
Yeah, and you're defending it, so that's good for next turn.
Next turn, I am going to get rid of Defend 4. I can probably secure it, but I'm unlikely to hold it with what I've got left.
That's fair enough.
Okay then, so that's me up to 3 points.
Cool.
On 2 Iron Hands.
Awesome. Okay, so a bit of a speed up phase from the Iron Hands now. Managed to get rid of the really wounded armager in here. I tried to smite him off, didn't manage to pull it off, so I had to shoot him instead. And I've killed the other one back here. I've put this one down to 3 wounds. Still quite dangerous there. Did pile in a lot of shots. Leviathan over here managed to pop off everything onto this one armager, leaving it on 4. And we've still got one hiding over here, which my suppressors couldn't see, but they are just waiting for next turn. No charges, so at the bottom of the round I score a point for secure 4, which I've got over here. So I am up to 11 points.
I scored 2 points for Defend 5, so I am on 2 points as well.
Yeah, so we'll move on to Harry's movement. Okay, so some pretty good shooting from the Knights. They've managed to get me down to just 2 intercessors on 4. They kill Ferris off, so he is now dead. So I'm missing the big guy. Over here, a load of shot came into the suppressors. They loved it and even shrugged it. So they're happy. So we're going for a quick charge. So we've got the Armiger probably coming in on my Librarian. He does have a bolt gun. So he gets 2 shots. Hits. Doesn't wound. So, and he's going a flat 6. So he's coming right in. Awesome.
Do that.
Cool. So we're going to do the damage and see what happens.
And I'm going to discard Hold the Line because that's physically impossible.
Okay, so the Armiger came in, absolutely battered my Librarian. There's no way he was going to survive that. So he got absolutely wrecked. He has gone into my Redemptor. My Executioner, but Harry also scored Assassinate because he got Ferris, and secured 2 in the middle because he's got his one Helverin up there. So,
also, the reason why this argument has done so well is at the start of the turn, I spent 1 command point on Machine Spirit Resurgence, so he acts as full profile. So
he's absolutely had a blistering phase. So what we're going to do is move into Iron Hands and see what I can do. Okay, so at the end of my turn, finally managed to wipe out all the Knights. So Leviathan and Suppressors did everything they needed to the Helverin. Managed to use the Intercessors to blow up the one guy down here, the Armiger, and then the Repulsor. Even though it did take some more wounds from exploding, managed to nuke off the one remaining Helverin. So at the end of the game, I'm on 14 points, and Harry is on 7, so it's an absolutely fantastic game. I do apologise, my hands, they are evil. So make sure to keep up with the channel on the Instagram. We've got our Escalation League Round 2 coming soon. And also, for the guys for the channel, if you want to see any specific armies on the channel, drop a comment below and we'll see what we can do between all of us. There's quite a few of us in the channel now. So we'll see what we can bring. So yeah, just thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe and have a great evening.